up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Two Sisters, One Book. I'm Carla.
And I'm Amanda. We are two sisters, two moms tackling a one book at a time.
Fun intro.
I needed something. I don't know. I'm kidding. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I feel like sometimes when we do it, it's like I'm like a robot saying the same thing, and I'm like,
So
how?
monotoned.
I know. So I was like, sometimes we got to spice it up a little bit and add a little, little fun to it.
Yeah. Don't sound so monotoned. Have a smile on. Stop having a bitch face. Sorry.
Oh, a resting bitch face, huh?
Apparently. I gotta smile more. Cheese. Just kidding.
Well, we just read what, 5 chapters? Yeah, it was 5.
Yeah, we've been doing 5. Seems to be working out for us.
What did you think of the chapters we read?
I mean, well, I like them. They go with the book and everything, but they weren't the finest moments for Lyra. I feel like she could have done it differently, but I see her point and motive of wanting to keep her friends safe, but in the bigger picture, it's like I see the bigger picture and she doesn't.
Yeah.
So maybe that's probably why I feel that way. Because I'm trying to put myself in her shoes. I mean, would I leave a dragon to like try to protect a dragon? A dragon? No, I would want him with me.
Yeah.
So, but if you really think about it, because she does, we'll get to it even deeper though. But the situation I'm talking about, she leaves her troops behind because she wants to protect them. But everybody in that troop has a power. If you really think about it, Evander's a dragon, A is a earth person. Caddy is what, fire, and then Misk is water. You have a lesser Fae and Nadia. I feel like she's still powerful. No offense, but as of right now, she's still powerful than Lyra. And she's like, let me just leave all these powerful people behind
Mhm.
so no one hurts them. And it's like, no, you need them by your back. But once again, it's like I see the bigger picture. So I
Yeah.
guess that's my vent for the episode. The episode.
Well, yeah, you're stronger in numbers. So it's like I have to agree with you on that. I was extremely frustrated with Lyra in these chapters just because I was like I feel like her decision making for being the commander was like kind of it was a bad decision, I think. And that's my opinion. Probably
Yeah.
your opinion too. But it just doesn't make sense. Like, why would you leave your group when you are stronger together? And at first I kind of thought it had something to do with her being like, knowing that the king is actually looking for her. And we can get more into that a little later. But I think the reason she left was probably for just reasons of her just thinking, well, I can just take everyone on myself. Well, I mean, come on, Lyra, you can't. It's not going to work. I mean, you see what the king is doing to these cities. What makes you think that you're able to take him on yourself? It'd be one thing if she had these powers that she knew and she knew how to control. But even then, it's like, why go into a battle weak when you can go in with strength? And I guess her reasoning might be that she is just trying to protect the people that she cares about. And don't get me wrong, I understand that. But it's like you guys all went in together and you had to have known that they were not going to be happy, especially Evander. He wasn't going to be happy.
She's funny. But yeah, it's not even that far off, but we'll get to that part and discuss it more. But as of right now, they left the city and they didn't seem like they were walking that farther when they ran into the new city.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're in Caldaris, and it's completely burnt, but there was one survivor, which made it really interesting. So apparently that was a test site. So how did you feel
Yes.
about that scene, walking into that whole chaotic?
Yeah. I mean, you can see the progression in the King's Rage clearly because when they were at Lavenkit and that's obviously where Lyra had done her testing and where Katie and Misk and all them discovered their powers. But the way that the king had done it there was, I mean, at the time, yeah, it seemed like, oh, this is just terrible what he's doing. But what he did at Calderis was far worse. I mean, he basically just burned the place to the ground. So it's almost like, did he feel like he needed to get rid of the evidence of what he was doing, because at Lavinkit, yeah, he like tested them and he hurt people, but then he left them all in like almost a dungeon, and he was just going to walk away and be like, all right, like whatever happens to you guys now is whatever happens. But then I think he probably learned people escaped, like we know Lyra escaped, and, Aldi came in and everything started happening. And then when we get to Calderis, it's like he didn't want to leave anything. He was like, nope, not doing that. And so he basically did the testing and then he destroyed the city and whatever was left with it. And it was horrible. It was so sad.
Yeah, I feel like he definitely learned from his mistake before. He's all like, well, the first testing site, I had people escape, and I will not have that again. So we do
Mm-hmm.
know he burned everybody, but it did say he did drag, the one survivor did say he did drag some people away.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thought process, so childish of me, I know. Because we knew the prince was with him. He was so excited, like not so excited, but he had a smile on the whole time. Like he was enjoying this whole situation that was happening to this town. But we do know that the king does know of the prophecy. So instantly I go back to Snow White. I think there's this mirror like telling him, or something telling him. It could even be like a bird or something saying, the prophecy is happening, it's fulfilling itself. This is what you need to do, like editing at this king. Cause I feel like he's just getting crazier and crazier and crazier the further we get along in this book.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more like, there's that child is still alive, or the prophecy is unfolding and the Ashborn is still out there. Like you failed, like getting into his head. So just
Yeah.
like, what's happening? But
Well,
I
because
thought
he
it was
knows. He knows about Lyra. Like, it wasn't even a matter of, oh, we're just looking around to try to see if there's an an Ashen Arrow person, right? The daughter. He's looking for her. Like he knows she's out there. So it's like, how did you come to that conclusion? Like somebody I feel like had to have said something to him, unless he's just making an assumption. Like, but why after what, 24 years, right? Like why after 24 years are you changing everything up and you're certain if somebody didn't say something to you?
because the mirror, it doesn't even have to be a mirror, just resembles something as the mirror is telling him. The prophecy is starting to unfold. This is what's happening. There's a child out there who's all powerful, who's going to take you down, just like mirror, mirror on the wall, Like, I'm not saying that's where it's probably going, but that's just what I envisioned it. Like, there's somebody telling him, like, the prophecy is unfolding. You're losing your
Mhm.
kingdom. You're gonna die.
Yeah. No, it was like really, I don't know, just seeing that all play out was just really sad. Because I mean, going to Keldaris was like, that was where they were going. That was where they were off to, because they knew it was another testing site. And it's like seeing what happened in Lavinkit and then seeing what's going on in Calderis. It's like, if they go to another testing site, what is going to be the outcome there? Like, it's very
Yeah.
scary.
Well, the king is actually moving pretty fast too.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not messing around. He's doing his testing, he's killing the people, and he's going on with his life. But then it's like I always stop because I love a great king that does that. Not saying he's great, but he's a good evil king, like doing stuff like this. But then I'm wondering, like, there has to be something mentally wrong with you for you wanting to kill off your people. Like, if you kill off
Mm-hmm.
everybody, what are you going to be a kingdom over? Which
Yeah.
that's a great villain to me. Just kill everybody, burn it all, burn it
Well,
all.
he's a tyrant. I mean, and it could be also something that's not like mentally right with him. Like, I mean, he could obviously just be a really bad person, which, I mean, happens, but there could also be something not right with him, right? Like
like
something,
like
maybe
a
something with
mirror
his,
telling him
yeah,
you're
like, or something with his
losing.
powers, like, are messing with his mind. And, because we see even in books we read or anywhere that if you have somebody who's in charge, but then you start seeing somebody else that's starting to surpass you as far as like powers or whatever, it kind of drives you mad. And it's probably exactly kind of what was happening when he went after Lyra's family. He went after them and he was like, you either bow to me and you basically are under me, or I'm going to take you out. And they said no. And so he did. And now it's like he has this lingering person from this powerful family who's out there. and he's clearly looking for them and he can't find them. And I mean, you got to think it's got to be driving him completely mad because his sole focus is finding Lyra. And it's like, okay, you could just ignore her because she's been hiding for the last 24 years and just continue ruling. But no, you are focused on that. That is your sole focus. So it's like, something has to be driving him mad, and it could be a mirror for all we know. I mean, it could be a Snow White thing. I don't know, but I do think,
No.
yeah, you're right. He knows that the prophecy is starting to be fulfilled, and he was very confident, or at least according to the person, he was very confident that Lyra, that the Ashborn child was still out there, and he had to find them. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping when we run into this king, the description is he's probably a little bit skinny because he's having a hard time eating. His hair's all ruffled up because he's probably like twisting his hair. His eyes are all sunken in. He has the crazy eyes going on. Maybe
he's
not.
the
Maybe he'll
crazy
be a good
eyes.
king. Like he's like, I'm here to, I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot going on through my head though right now, but I think it's
Mm-hmm.
fascinating. It's a very I like the storyline. It was just the Lyra situation, which we've already talked about that, but unfortunately that survivor did not last that long, but he got the word across, so I mean that's something, right?
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
a little bit something.
Because now Lyra has the confirmation of the king is looking for, not knowing it's her, but looking for her. And
Yeah.
I think there was a part of me when I was reading it where Lyra was probably in denial of like, no, this isn't me. But it's like, it is you. It is you.
Yeah.
You know it's you.
And I think what got her too to make that decision is like everything that happened in this town. And then she did have, when they set up camp, she had a nightmare of Nadia. Like she went back to the fight that Nadia almost died, it sounded like. And her whole troop got taken out, but they not taken out, but were injured and everything, but they did win the battle because the king was like, you get to live for today or something. So I
Hmm.
wonder if she was just if that whole situation went down that way and the king was there saying, or if like her I don't know how to explain it. Never mind.
No, you're onto it. Keep
I,
going.
I don't know. Like if her brain was like trying to tell her something, like the king was there to tell her this is you live for another day and they're just like fighting this war, and that was what scared her because it felt so real. But then also at the same time her conscious like kind of like was like that's not how it really went down. Like yes, Nadia got hurt. A was upset. Um I don't know how to get it out of my brain. But something along those lines where she's just like I feel like I'm being drawn away. So maybe that's the whole reason why she kind of left, because right after that Nadia said she was going to take watch, and then she kind of snuck out.
Yeah. And I think that does, um, it does play into why Lyra probably left, even if you and I weren't super happy about that decision. We were like, okay. But I mean, she had this nightmare that one of her close friends, well, and she even says, like, Nadia and I were no means like that close. Like, she didn't think that they would ever have that type of closeness. But knowing that she got hurt in this nightmare that she had because it's something that had happened, right? Isn't this, I mean,
Yeah.
wasn't her nightmare like she was, yeah. So it's like
It was, yeah, because even
a
A
memory.
knew, yeah, he knew what battle she was having the nightmare with.
Yeah.
So,
So if she had that reaction to someone in her group who she didn't feel as close with, imagine how she would feel if something happened to someone like Evander, right? Or Aldi, like something along those lines. So, I mean, I can understand her fear and waking up that way, but it's like bad decision.
right? Yeah, so she left. She split up the party, which you're not supposed to split the party up in this kind of
Mhm.
situation. Don't split the party. But we do hear that Evander noticed that she was gone, and I don't know if like she heard the roar in her head or if it was a loud roar. Roar.
I know.
I'm
I
like,
was picturing like a big dragon roar. At first, I was like, oh, a lion. I was like, wait, no, no, the lions are evil in this one. So I was like, no, it's got to be a dragon roar. So a big
yeah.
roar.
So does she feel it? But we do see, so she makes it far and everything. But I was curious about the people who passed her. Who were those people? Were they the lions? Were they just people passing by? Like, who were they? I'm looking too
Yeah.
deep into that one, but.
Well, because it doesn't say, it just shows that she's hiding. I mean, it could have also just been like context to like she thought maybe her friends were following her or the king was following her. So she kept like looking around and she was trying to hide everywhere, which obviously didn't really work for her because Evander ends up coming and finding her. But it's like, yeah, who were those people? Like who was passing her? And you know, it wasn't specifically said. So it makes you wonder.
Yeah. Yeah, it does make me wonder. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
curious. But we do see Evander catches up to her and he's like all serious, macho man. Like, how dare you? So I have like this deep voice for him, and I'm sure it's like completely off, but in my
Oh,
head,
let's hear
I'm
the
just
deep
like,
voice. We need an Amanda deep voice going on. Let me hear it. What does it sound like?
well, because we find out he's an alpha because his eyes glow
Mhm.
gold, but he like, what did he do? Oh, he goes, like a dog. I even said, I'm not a dog. It was Lyra, sit. But like, more deeper and like more commanding, like a big old muscular sit down, like type thing.
You
But it
should do
didn't work
voice
on her.
acting. Did you ever know that? You should do voice acting.
I was thinking about reading the books and doing the whole like narrating thing because I think that would be so fun, but I don't have a setup for that. And then just getting invested in that, I was like, maybe one day I'll do it.
But if you do, can you just do like the alpha males? Because sit.
I'll give them
No.
like a venom.
Come near.
No one would listen to me though. So, you got to make it deep enough. Say it with your chest and say, Lyra, sit. But see, that sounds even creepier too. But I could change the voice. I could have the voice of Lyra all sweet and innocent and then go from the male voice like,
Okay,
sit
can I hear
down.
a Lyra voice then? I'm very curious
I
to
have
know what
no
your Lyra
idea.
voice
I
is.
don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a, no, because the person who probably did Lyra's voice is perfect. I want to hear her voice so bad. I want to listen to the audiobook so bad.
I know.
Libby and Huba, can you just get on that already? I don't know what's taking you
If
guys so
anyone out
long.
there who is writing books needs a male alpha voice actor, I've got the perfect person for you. Because Amanda's
Right.
always coming in with these voices of like, "Who are you?" and like what is?
Where are you from?
And you get me to like take a step back. I'm like, what was that? Like,
I know, right? Who
is
are
Evander
you?
here? What is going on? Like,
I'm sure I
every
could do
time.
it. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
like this deep sit voice. Like,
Right?
oh my
Don't you have like a
gosh.
deep, like manly voice for him?
Well, yeah,
Like, he
I
got
do.
serious, totally serious. But he's
Yeah.
that whole scene was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Not
Well, he
kind
had
of,
that
it actually was
color.
cool.
The
Yeah,
color
the
in his
gold.
eyes. Yeah. And she even said, she's like, I've never seen that before. So when we find out that he's an alpha, it makes me wonder, like, okay, what, at least how I thought what was going on was that he was using his like alpha powers to command her, like, you will stay. And it wasn't working on her. Like, you think that these alphas have this, like he had this change in his eyes, so all of a sudden this alpha power was coming in and this commander type thing was happening, and he's like, sit, you will listen, and it wasn't working on her. So it's like, what makes Lyra different? Because
She's
even
an alpha. I think
oh,
she's an
that's
alpha.
so do you think that alpha powers don't work on
On
other
other
alphas? Okay.
well, I feel like they do only on the weaker alphas. Like you have an alpha from this clan, an alpha from that clan, an alpha from this clan. And if you're the stronger alpha, you do have the power in certain books. You do have the power to control those other alphas in that way. But I feel like she might be the stronger alpha in this situation, because it
Yeah,
didn't
like,
work on her. She's just like, what the hell are you trying to do right now?
yeah, like if she tries to command him, do you think he would be frozen? Because that's what I was
Which
waiting on,
she
is like,
did command him. And did he do it willingful when she's like, get on your knees? No hesitation or
oh,
anything, but he got on his knees like easy. There was no like, why type thing. He already did it.
that's true. That's true. I didn't
So
even put that connection in there. Is like she told him, she was, because she said, strip, and he's like, excuse me, what? And then she's like, get on your, and he goes, you put a dragon on its knees. So maybe when like maybe when an alpha comes and takes over, whoever is being commanded doesn't even know. They just know they have to, oblige.
do
Like they
it.
have to do
Yeah.
it. So it's like,
Yeah.
that very well could be. She could be an alpha and she could be the more powerful alpha out of it, because he was surprised. He's like, I don't understand why my alpha powers aren't working on you.
Because he even said all the races, like human, fae, whatever, they all obey an alpha's command. But
Hmm.
she was not even phased, not even like, excuse you, sir, I am queen and you are nothing but my, like that's not what she said. Don't take that out of context. But, you know, to me, I felt like she is the higher alpha in this situation.
Yeah, that could make a lot
It's
of sense.
exciting,
Yeah.
huh?
Lyra clearly doesn't know much about anything about her history or anything because it's like she wasn't raised by her family really. So she's just going off of what she knows about herself. And I think it's so funny. I can hear Oliver in the background.
Can you? Okay, let me open it. Oh my goodness.
I love it. Amanda is going to grab her cat. It's adorable. Mr.
Sweet.
Oliver Queen is going to come join us, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you could hear him.
Hi, Oliver. Look, there he is. He's so cute.
It's like,
Hi.
how dare you lock me out of this room?
He's like, excuse me, I will bug you until you let me in. If you're watching on video, Amanda had to go get her cat because her cat's like, excuse me, mom, let me in.
I didn't I didn't know I locked him out until he started meowing and I'm just like, wow, when is he gonna stop? But no one said anything about it, so until now. And I was like, oh, they're so
That's
loud.
so funny. But yeah, no, I think the whole like the whole thing of her being possibly being an alpha, I think is could be a high potential. I mean, her father also could have been an alpha
Mhm.
because he was stronger than the king. His family was strong. So he could have been a very powerful, not only shifter, but also a powerful alpha. So it's like it would make sense why their family was so strong. And then you have her mother who had like the one rare power. Like it just all of it makes sense why they would be such a powerful family and maybe why the king is going so crazy trying to find her.
Yeah. Well, it makes it even more sense. Maybe her dad was a dragon because we see Evander, he whipped out his wings and everything, and he's like this
Mhm.
ginormous thing coming out. So maybe her dad was a dragon who's an alpha, like probably the strongest alpha out there. And not only that, but it's like maybe he didn't show his wings around his kids, maybe they weren't ready to see that because they were so young, except
Right.
maybe the brother, I don't know. But yeah, for her to like not, because she didn't believe at first that he was a dragon and all this stuff, like she's starting to realize all this stuff, which because we're on the outside knowing all of it, we're kind of being able to piece together the pieces.
Hmm.
So I just feel like her being the alpha and her probably being a dragon shifter as well.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. No, I agree. Now, so there was something that I did kind of catch reading, and I'm assuming you probably caught it too, because I mean, let's be honest, you catch all of this stuff. So
now I'm
I,
scared.
you make me go like, oh dang, like how did I not catch that? But that's okay.
No pressure.
um, so let's talk a little bit about Evander and um, what happens to him because we find out his injury. I mean, we knew that he had gotten hurt by his left shoulder and he had lost his powers, or pretty much mostly all his powers. And when he finds Lyra and he's telling Lyra like you can't go off on your own, like you need to stick with your people, and she's like no, I need to. And then he's like let me tell you what happened. So he ends up extending his wings, right, because he's a dragon. And Lyra looks at them and she sees that his left wing looks slightly bit different than from his right, and she's like well why didn't you fly here? And he's like I can't, my wings are broken, like they just don't work. And he's like, I think it's obviously we can assume that it's from his injury, right? But then he talks about the injury, and the injury was that he was flying, and it was like an arrow that came and pierced his wing, right? And it was like a very specific, the way it was described, and I have to look back and see, but it was like a very specific type of like iron or something, right? And he fell, and it hurt him. Well, if we go back and we look at those riddles, right, that we were reading, one of the riddles was, and this is what the elder lady had said. So there's some dots in there, remember? So there's pieces that are missing in between. But one of them says an arrow bound to the sky, dot, 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 loosed from, dot, 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 its flight, dot, 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 piercing. And that tells me Evander.
Yes. And if you listen to the
That's
last
interesting.
episode, that's what I said too. But I didn't know he was shot
Yes.
out of the sky. So yeah.
No, but it connects that. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it connects that that part of the prophecy is talking about Evander because he wasn't there. He was in the sky. He was flying. He was a dragon, and then an arrow that was bound into the sky, and it pierced him, and he had fallen. Right.
Yeah.
So that part of the prophecy has to have something to do with Evander. So we know Evander is going to have something to do with what is going on.
Yes.
We just haven't figured out the rest of it. So
So
if you
now
guys
what
have,
you need to
let us
do is
know.
write that part and then fill in those dot dot dots. And
I
I want
know
to
because
slowly start piecing them together.
right, because of the dot dot dot. Now, from the ashes, the heir of ash, marked by flame, sorrow, or was it sacrifice? So it's like that could be her I don't know. See, and this is we keep going back to these because these are clues to what is happening, but we don't have those pieces in between to be able
But
to
I
connect it
feel
to who
like
it is.
if we're gonna, okay, I'll open up to you. So if this isn't how it's gonna turn out in the end, don't judge me for it. It's just a thing in my head.
Okay, it's an Amanda
Everything that
theory.
everything that's in that prophecy is with Lyra already. You have the earth, which is what stone. You have the fire, which is Caddy. You have the water, which is Misk. And I'm still trying to piece together what Nadia is. But then you have the wing-bound person or whatever. Not whatever, but you have Evander in there, and she's already with the people. So it's the prophecy already unfolding. See, now
Right.
I can't get it out of my head. I don't know how to
Hmm.
spill it out to you. Just hop in my head and figure it out with me. But do you know what I'm
Right.
trying to say? Like, it's already, she has the pieces. So her friends are the pieces, which is one of the reasons why I got frustrated when she tried to go off by herself. It's like, but you can't. The prophecy is telling you, like, but I know from the outside you could see it. And I'm sure she can't see it yet, but we see it because we know it all. We know the caddy is fire. Like, we see the pieces and we're putting it together?
Well, and then if you're like as I'm going back and I'm reading it, it says like when the breeze meets the smoke, the air shall dance and flames shall bind too. So
But we know
from ruin and
Evander's smoke
right.
because he smells like the smoke and whiskey.
From ruin and renewal, the ashborn shall rise. So maybe when they visited the city, because it's basically ruin, maybe she's there to help rebuild it, or she will rebuild these cities after she takes down the king. But then it also says from the ashes. So that I would take that as, let's see, from the ashes, which would be Evander, the heir of ash, which I would assume would be Lyra, marked by flame, Evander banged her. So he marked her.
Okay.
Sorrow or was it sacrifice? And now I'm a little worried that someone is going to sacrifice themselves.
What if it's A?
Or Evander.
That would suck. What an ending, huh?
Well,
Gosh.
but I mean, it could be.
That's when she'll burn everything down. I'm
Because
sorry.
I mean, what if somebody does? I mean, we don't know, but like we basically have parts of it. So it's like just putting it together can be tough and we could be totally misinterpreting
Oh, for
everything we
sure.
read. But like,
What if they all die for her and it's just her and Evander?
but only
That
when
would be emotional damage right there because I know how attached we are to all these characters. Huh.
mhm. I mean, it's going to be tough, but it's just figuring it out. So, all
Maybe we should just end right here and not finish the book. I don't want to know if people die. I
right,
want them to stay
everybody,
alive in my head.
that's a wrap for the book. We're going to keep it with where we're at because we're just fine with where we're at.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there will be a sacrifice, but man.
Well, we don't know. I mean, it could be. Um, but it also could be like everything that we're reading in this could be the entire book we've read. Like each prophecy part could be parts of what we have read, and it's basically explaining the story in prophecy form.
Yeah. I always think from ashes, though, it's like a phoenix. You rise from the ashes and you're like rebuilt. So she came, but her place burned down? I don't remember.
But it also could be a dragon from the
It could be a
ashes.
dragon.
It could
It
be a
could
dragon.
it
You
could
know.
be a dragon. But we do see Katie has firepower too. What if she's the one who dies? Oh, that would be so heartbroken because she took her in. Why are we talking about this? What's wrong with you? I
Bring it up. You said it, not me.
don't want to think. No, no, she can't die. No one's gonna die. Stop it right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, this like I don't know, but I keep looking at my book and I keep reading things and I'm like trying to go, okay, what have we read that can be connected into that? So it's hard though.
Go back and reread it. Let me know. No, I'm just kidding. There's Easter
But
eggs everywhere.
right. So, anyways, we end these chapters where Evander basically comes towards Lyra and they talk. He tells her about what happened to him. And they do it.
They do. I just
They
have
do.
one thing to say though about that whole situation. Because this I think is the third book that they pick up the female and put her up against the tree, but the shirt is already off. Like, does nobody know how uncomfortable a tree is? Like, that sounds like that would hurt. So I don't
Yeah.
know. That's
It,
intense. Maybe I
it,
know they're fey and everything. They probably are like, this is nothing. But to us humans, that just seems like it would hurt.
well, Lyra seemed like she was enjoying herself. So I don't know if she's necessarily focusing on the bark behind her.
Yes, yes. Okay,
But
okay, fine.
I do think though that this is them like and it could be like at this point, but I do feel like they are kind of marking their bond, like their
They're
what's it called?
strengthening it or something,
Yeah,
making
like
it
or
real.
they're marking that like they're like giving into it fully. So it like because you have mates and you have these things, but a lot of books you read, they have to accept it. And I feel like they're getting to this point where they are both accepting it and now they will be forever mated. Like,
I think the first time they did it, they accepted it.
well, they
She
could,
didn't
but
want,
this
huh?
was, I feel like, a definitely more of a, I mean, they both were passion type things, but this was like her feeling like he invited her in to what he had been through and her fully accepting it. Like the first time they did it, I feel like it was more Lyra just being like, "Hi, I'm horny." And he's like, "Okay, I'm coming." Don't get me wrong. I'm like, "Oh yeah." But this time I feel like was more of a, we're both kind of like giving into this. Like this is something that we want and because they're like mine. And, I just feel like this was something that was like solidifying more of a mating bond. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
Oh, I think that's right. Yeah. It was a fun, but I like their little nicknames, Ember, and Flame.
Ember and,
Ember
well,
and
because, to get flame, you need ember,
yeah. And he
right?
has the flame, huh?
Mm-hmm. I like
So
it. So what are we reading?
the next 5 chapters.
We are. So we're going to read the next 5 chapters. We only have I think like 2 more episodes left, if you think about it. So we'll do the next five
Wouldn't it
chapters.
be 3?
It would be no, because it's
Hold
47 chapters in total. So we're on 40.
on. We are. For some reason, I thought we were on 35.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have 2 more episodes of The Ashes of Air and Fire by Elle Clausen. So read up. The last episode we will do, reading the chapters, will be the last 3 chapters. And I just feel like at the end of the books, we have like a lot to kind of talk about and go back and like compare it to things. So I think that's going to be a really exciting episode to kind of piece things together. And don't forget, you guys, there is a book 2. So
There's going to be a cliffhanger at the end of this one. I already know it. There's not that many pages left. And
did you
I
spoil it? Did you spoil
no,
yourself and read
but
it?
look it. There's that much left.
Oh,
And
I
I'm just
know.
thinking like, how are you going to answer all my questions? And what if you leave me on a cliffhanger? Like, this is not
Well,
okay.
just so everyone knows, Amanda, so I don't like even looking at, like, if it's like how many pages are in the book, I'm like covering the whole book, like, okay, how many pages are that, and Amanda just flips it open and reads like the last like two sentences, and then she's like, well, I know what's gonna happen, and I'm like, what? She doesn't care about the spoils. I'm like, don't tell me anything.
I'm sure by like the second chapter I get in, though, I'll forget what I just read, anyways. So the last sentence,
Yeah.
like, and then when it all comes together, I'm like, oh, it's like a deja vu type thing, though. It's like you forget that it's gonna happen, and then when it happens, you're like, why does that sound so familiar?
You're like, oh my gosh, I do remember this now.
Yeah. This is all making sense.
So, but yeah, so if you are listening to us on Spotify or Apple, make sure to hit subscribe and go ahead and leave us a review. Let us know if you guys are enjoying hanging out with us and reading these exciting, awesome books. If you're listening to us or I should say watching us on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button, make sure to leave us a comment, and make sure to hit the bell so you know when the next episode is coming out. Make sure you guys are following us on social media. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and make sure to give the lovely Elle Clausen a follow. She is on Instagram and TikTok as well. But other than that, happy reading, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Bye.